Today we're going to finish off the album. Just put a couple of finishing touches on it. We've got a couple of additional mats to add, starting with the mats for the gussets. So let's go ahead and trim those. And as messy as my desk looks in the video, it is. I've obviously been having a good time. So we're going to trim this down to, let's see, I'm going to trim down 6.5 inches for this. And we're going to trim a couple of 1/4 inch strips. Well, a couple. We're going to trim 16 1/4 inch strips because that's how many we're going to need. I'm going to need several of these at 1/8 of an inch. Okay, that got all the gussets on the pages. Now we're going to get the gussets on the binding. Okay, well, this stupid camera stopped recording when I pressed the record button and started recording when I thought I was stopping. So here's what I've done. I'm gonna add pockets to the covers of this album, and these are trimmed to 6 1/4. Actually, that's 6 1/2. I need to trim it down to, no, 6 1/2 is right. Never mind, I am all messed up because of the way this camera is acting. So 6 1/2 inches wide by 2 inches. The mats are cut to 6 1/4 to 1 3/4. We do have a couple more mats to cut to finish off the album. We've got a couple of pages left. And I think this is the last time I will attempt to do a 5-fin album with just one A4 paper pack, because cutting it a little close here. So let's see, the first one that we're going to add a mat to, it's going to be over here. I want to add mats to the top and the bottom. The first mat that we need is 5 3/4 by 5 3/4. I think we can slide by, because the other two mats we needed were 5 3/4 by 3 inches. And I think we can get by with just under 3 inches for both of those. Okay, that's the first one that we're going to place a mat on. And the next one is going to be right up here. We need 5 3/4 by 5 3/4. And then I think I want to put something here on this pocket just to kind of break that up. Where do I want to use this? Because the other place that I need a mat, but I need several mats, is over here. I need one here and one here. You know what? I think I'm going to use the feathers over here. So we're good to use this last sheet here. So we're going to go to 5 3/4 again. 5 3/4 and 5 3/4 by 1 inch. Now we're going to add mats to this flap and this flap. We're going to use this paper right here. And these mats are going to be surprise, surprise. First one's going to be 5 3/4 by 5 3/4. And the second one is going to be 3 3/4 by 4 3/4. I'm actually going to add one more mat, or do something right there, because it's just too much of this paper on this page. I think I'm going to create a not so hidden pocket right there. So that's 6.5 inches tall by 5 inches wide. So let's create a pocket that is 3 inches. So we're going to go ahead and let's trim off branding strip. We're going to go to 6.5 inches by 3 inches. Actually, I'm going to trim 1/4 of an inch off because I want it to fit the mat, not necessarily the page. So I'm going to trim this down to 6 1/4 inches. So this album is absolutely gorgeous like this, I think. Love these papers. Absolutely love them. So pretty. Yesterday, I was just sitting around. I went ahead and fussy cut some things, die cut some things. So the next step is going to be to embellish. Okay, we're starting with the embellishments. There are a couple of tags that I want to put tabs on just because they're not necessarily as easy to spot. And I want to be sure that she knows they're there. So I went ahead and die cut some tabs last night out of what this die set. This is the Prism, no, it's not what it's called. The item code is S4-633 Spellbinders Tab Set 1. That's what it's called, Tab Set 1. this was something a little bit different that I did with one of the cut apart sheets. I just grabbed some Tomoe River paper and stapled it in there. So now she's got a little journaling spot, and I'm going to turn that into a tuck spot. So she can just flip it out, and then she's got a couple of pages that she can write on. And just in case you didn't see the video where we created the notebooks, Tomoe River paper is similar to onion skin paper. It's got about the same thickness. It does shadow really heavily, so if you were to write on it, you'd be able to see through on the other side. It does not bleed through though. Okay, I got a couple of more tags. And I originally was not going to use this little tag here, but the more I looked at it, this is so adorable. I think these could make some really cute little tuck spots or just accents to other tags. So, yep. These are the nested tags from scrapbook.com. So I'm going to finish putting these up and I will be right back. Okay, so we got a little tuck spot up there. And the other day, I went ahead and I squeezed out some Nuvo drops on plastic. As long as you squeeze them out on plastic, you'll be able to pop them loose, and then they'll be like any other, just like enamel dots. That's what I'm looking for, enamel dots. This is a chipboard piece from Michaels, and I covered it in black distress stain, and then I gave it a dusting of embossing powder, clear embossing powder, and dried that. And then I added some Lindy's Stamp Gang. This is, I think it's Cattail Copper Brown. Yeah, that looks like Cattail Copper Brown. The person who's going to be receiving this is not real big on like heavy floral embellishments and stuff. She kind of likes it pretty simple. So I think I'm just going to keep the cover simple. Be sure to stick around for our final flip through.